Let's talk about exams. According to the survey done by NCERT, around 80% of the students feel anxious before giving the exam. And according to another survey, which I will link in the description below, it says that around 2,500 students lose their life just because of exams, which counts 7 deaths per day, which is a huge number. So I think this is the biggest issue of our education system and it needs to be addressed. So in today's episode, we will talk about this. So ladies and gentlemen, my name is Shreyash. You're watching The Curious Kid. Let's dive in. So actually, we will divide this video into two parts. The first would be the why. That why does exam anxiety exist? Why do we feel fear of the exams? And the second part would be the how. That there should be some practical tips and practical things that we should consider to deal with the exam anxiety and to reduce it. So let's start with why. But before discussing, let me tell you, if you have little bit of anxiety, that's okay. That tells that you care about things. But while researching about the reasons of the exam anxiety, I found there are three main reasons which are more important to be considered. The first is the fear of lack of preparation. I think this is the most common reason that you feel anxious. And if you are feeling anxious because of this reason, congratulations. You find a solution. That is prepare. Just prepare. I know, we will talk about this in detail in how section. The second reason I found is the fear of failure. I think this is the most difficult fear to deal with because it is uncertain. And we will talk about the solutions of it in how section. But the third, the most important fear, I think it is the social stigma attached to the exam, which is also can be called log kya kahenge issue. One need to understand that exams are not your personal worth and marks don't define you. I know it's easy to say because human is a social animal. Everybody needs validation. We care what people think about us. But you can't please everyone every time and you are not going to give exams to do that. So I think you should bear with me till how section. And now in the how section. Before talking about how, let me tell you, if you're enjoying this video, please leave a like because making of such videos takes a lot of efforts. I don't know how many times I just recorded this clip again and again because I just fumbled in it or just something went wrong. So if you just subscribe to the channel and leave a like, I would be grateful. So starting with how to deal with exam anxiety. When I was studying in NEET, which is one of the toughest exam to clear to get into medical college, my teachers always used to say me that study for exams, not just study randomly. It is the first step, I think, that you should study for the exams. You should get to know to the exams as close as possible. Like you should know the format of the exams. You should know the difficulty level. You should know the time. I think you should know everything because as I said, the anxiety is a result of uncertainty and the more the certain things you make, I think it should reduce. The second thing I can tell you is the cut off the negative people. Like there is always this guy in your group who makes you feel more tensed about exams than actual it is. Like talking with him makes you more tensed. So you should just minimize communicating with him or just don't talk about exams. Either you can talk to your mentors or your family or your friends who makes you feel confident about you. And I think this can help you a lot. The third thing you can do is just simply prepare. If you're feeling anxious, just prepare the best you can. I know you may have got less time, but just prepare the best you can. Let me share my personal experience with you. Whenever I used to feel tensed about the exams or about the results or about anything about exams, I just get up and study for 2 to 3 hours straight, and then the thoughts in me and the exam anxiety in me has decreased a lot, and the confidence boost because of 2 to 3 hours of studies. So studying the best you can in the least time you got, if you have got least time, is the best you can do to decrease the anxiety. The last thing I can tell you, which is also the principle of stoicism, says that thinking of worst case scenario, what happens if you fail in exam? Like, I'm not saying just after failing the exam, I'm saying what happens, you need to zoom out the life, and what happens 10 years after you fail in exams. Does that affect your life? Even if the exams are very high stakes, you are giving very high stakes exams and you have prepared it a lot, and then still you are failed in the exams, you didn't got expected marks, what will happen? The hustler you are, the more faith you have in yourself, you will definitely gonna end up making something big or making yourself happy. So in long term, these exams are not making any much of a difference if you just keep hustling like you are now. With that said, I don't think there is any need of getting extremely tensed about exams. And one last thing, I made this channel to make videos on youth and youth-centric topics. So if you have any suggestions about the topics I should explore and make videos on, please tell me in the comments. Please leave me a like, hit that red button, that would be great. And I think that's it for the day. Thank you so much for watching. This was Shreyash Patel signing off.